Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. Today we're going to be looking at this really cool everyday carry all metal focus aid. It's actually a fingertip gyro, or the term most are familiar with, fidget spinner. People fidget and they'll use pretty much anything. 2017 just brought us a real convenient form. But that doesn't mean fidget spinners stopped after 2017. In fact, they've only gotten better. So we're going to look at this one here. I did have this one imported. This one is the, they call it the tuning fork. And you'll see why in a second. I actually think it kind of looks like the biohazard symbol, but we'll see. It is, as I said, made out of all metal. And here, let me zoom in on. Alright, so here you can see the manufacturer. Okay, zoom in there. Okay, there you go. So, Guangzhou Cash E-Commerce Company. You can see their address if you want to go to Guangzhou and visit them. There they are. They give you an email address. We got the country origin, as I said, China. But look at all this extra information. We get a production date, a batch number. So a lot of traceability. So that's always good to see. It looks like they also have some contact information for some place outside of China. It looks like that one's in Spain. So yeah, so you have a lot of contact information. And as far as the overall packaging, let's just cover that right now. It is in this Ziploc bag. So not a lot on the packaging, but again, kind of, you know what you ordered, right? So, and there's always a chance this could be packaged to a fancier box if you were going to do this on the shelf commerce as opposed to order, which obviously is how I got this one. Oh, I should say it also came in a couple colors. I got the one that's the shiniest one. They called it color white, but it's actually like shiny silver. We'll see in a sec. But I think there were other two colors. I think a darker and then also maybe a bronze one. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. Alright, so I slipped it out of the little Ziploc bag, and this is the first thing that came out. It is metal, and I'm assuming it might be some kind of key. If you can see, it has little horns on here and on the other. Here and here it has little horns, so maybe it's something. Anyway, so I'm going to keep this, assume it's a key. We'll find out in a bit. Alright, so in the bag, though, itself is obviously the main device. And, yeah, so it's just this. So here it is. Wow, there's a lot going on here. So, yeah, let's just quickly take a look all the way around. So you can see the ball bearings in there. Of course, there's ball bearings in the center, which allows it to spin. But on the wings here, we have these two ball bearings that travel in this channel, and you have one on all four corners, a set on all four corners. Oh wow, okay, there we go. It has more. So, geez, this is cool. So okay, so not only do we have the whole thing can spin together, but if you notice, the forks, as they call the tuning forks, they also shift too. So how far do they shift? Okay. Alright, let's give it a spin here. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Okay. Alright, so we have, okay, so the center axis, which it spins around, right? Okay. Then we also have we'll call it the middle, or the core, well, yeah, we'll say the main part in the middle of the sandwich. Interesting enough, when you have it still, it will only let you shift it this far. It's like basically within the forks, right? But you saw once it gets spinning, the middle part of the sandwich unlocks from the tuning fork part on the top and the bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3 things spinning, and of course the ball bearings doing their slide within their channel as it spins. Oh wait, I think oh, okay, did you see that? You see how that ball bearing goes in there? And you see how it's kind of caught? But if it rolls out, that must serve as a lock and that's when I guess when that happens on all the corners. Because see how this one's locked. So even though this one is free, it's out of the little locking position. It's out here in the wing, but this side here is locking. But once it spins, all the ball bearings travel to the outside, right? Centrifugal force and all that, and that unlocks the middle part to spin independently of the tuning forks on the top and the bottom. Jeez, okay, this is a lot going on here. Let's do that again. That was cool. So once it gets spinning, you can stop the forks, and then the center part still spins. Oh, and then, yep, as soon as this guy rolled in, the ball bearing, it locked up. Oh, wow, let's do that again. I'm going to spin it fast this time. That is cool. All right, so I'm going to go get a quick weight on this. All right, so I went ahead and got a weight on this. It is 4.6 ounces or 131 grams. So it definitely has some heft to it, but honestly, I think that just adds to the appeal here. It has this heft that gives it that real solid, kind of durable feel, but at the same time, we have these horns here that add this kind of elegance to it as well. Kind of a, I don't know, kind of like a wicked type elegance. Like if you look at this, they could have just made it like a, a horn. But if you look, if it's coming up on camera here, maybe it's easier to see here. You can see that they have these bevels on here, so there is actually some intricate designs. Also, if you look in this little, I don't know if you can see it, but inside this little hole or slot that I'm pointing to, you can see some of the inner workings of it. So yeah, and yeah, like even the wheels where you put your thumb right to hold it while it spins, they could have just made this a whole solid disc, but instead they added this kind of cross design in there. So yeah, you can tell that they spent some good amount of design and time and effort on this, and it really pays off. But the sound is one of the things. The motion's awesome, but the sound too adds to it. And then you can kind of stop and let the forks every so often they kind of catch up to the center. Yeah, this thing's awesome. So would I recommend you getting this? Yes. If you love fidget spinners, it's obviously a no-brainer. But on top of that, even if you're maybe not super into fidget spinner, having this on your desk, I can tell it's definitely going to be a conversation piece. And whoever comes to talk to you, they're going to probably pick it up and start spinning it. And then you might have a hard time getting it back from them. So, yes, awesome.